Hello everyone, I'm Urologist Erdem Akkaya. The subject we are going to talk about today is the onion. It may be a boring subject, but I will tell you about the very different properties of onion. Onion is a very ancient plant that people have been consuming and producing for about 6 or 7,000 years. Even Ibn Sina recommended that infertile men eat onions. Historical publications say this. When we look at scientific publications, there are about 8,000 scientific publications on onions. There is only one study on onion exclusively on men and on testosterone. It also didn't give a very bright outcome for onion. In fact, when we look at it, they showed that LH may increase and testosterone may increase in men who eat onions until the 10th day, but on the 20th day and the 30th day, there was no difference between onion eating and normal subjects. Of course, in human studies, our hands are tied on some issues. Animal studies have given very different results. In animal studies, it has been shown that it can increase LH and testosterone. Because in animal studies, you can increase the dose much more. Also, you do the study on animals with the same genetics. At the same time, you can also organize the other nutrients the animal eats. This is very difficult to do the same in human studies. But the doses they use are really animal doses. Because when you scale the dose given in animal studies according to a human, you need to drink around 1.5 liters of onion juice a day. In animal studies, they found an increase in testosterone and LH. They also found positive changes in reproduction. We can say that the results of the animal studies were positive in most of the studies. Of course, there are 2 more good studies on onion. One of them is about the active ingredient finasteride, which we call 5-alpha reductase inhibitor, a substance used all over the world both for prostate and hair loss. We use it in the prostate. It prevents the growth of the prostate. This active ingredient disrupts the conversion of testosterone to dihydrotestosterone. It reduces dihydrotestosterone in the body, and when it reduces it, follicles grow hair more strongly in people with genetic hair loss. Because hair follicles are affected by dihydrotestosterone. Especially in people who are genetically predisposed to this issue. But why is there dihydrotestosterone in the body? It is there to increase sexuality, to bring about sexuality, and to ensure the growth and development of the sexual organs. If you try to eliminate or reduce dihydrotestosterone in the body, sexual problems start to occur in some people. 3 to 30% of men who use this drug start to have problems such as sexual dysfunction, erectile dysfunction, loss of sex drive and decreased energy. And after these people stop taking this drug, these complaints continue for years. Some of them get better. Some of them do not get better no matter what they do. They did an animal study of this. They gave finasteride to animals. After developing loss of sex drive and erectile dysfunction, they gave them onion extract. And they saw positive changes in the cells in the penis. This subject is of course a very long subject. I will summarize it this way. But apart from that, they also used onion juice on animals that used depression medication and developed erectile dysfunction due to that. This is also an important subject. Because SSRI drugs are a group of drugs that are widely prescribed by psychiatrists all over the world for depression. After using these drugs, some people may develop erectile dysfunction or loss of sex drive. You have depression. You go to the hospital and receive treatment. And erectile dysfunction is added on top of that. Of course, it is a troublesome situation. In some patients, this condition may continue even after stopping the medication. Again, they did an animal study on this. After giving paroxetine to animals, they developed a loss of sex drive and erectile dysfunction. After giving them onion juice and onion extract, they detected positive changes. And these are small publications in limited numbers. Of course, it is very difficult to say that these are absolutely true. It only has value when you explain it in this way. But I think onion has a definite effect. There are creams that are used so that there is no rough scar after surgeries. Onion extract is used in many of these creams, in the vast majority of them. This is especially after a cesarean section. Women do not want their scars to remain rough and clear, so when creams containing onion extract are used, the scar may indeed disappear. Scar tissue does not occur. We can really say that the onion extract has proven its superiority in this regard. So how does the onion show benefit? What is in it? Onions have the highest level of a flavonoid called quercetin among the daily foods we eat. Quercetin was one of the best flavonoids that were determined to have immune protection from corona during the corona pandemic. Quercetin became very popular at that time. Apart from that, it has an anticarcinogenic effect. There are many publications about it. In terms of cardiovascular health, it is a very important flavonoid. It shows many benefits in general. Some animal studies have shown that it can increase testosterone. But the dose used in animal studies is high. As I said, when you scale it according to a human, it corresponds to about 4 grams per day, which is a very high rate. There is no such supplement on the market. And quercetin is especially high in the peel of the onion. It is also in the content, but there is a very high amount in the peel. It has many other flavonoids. Onions have polyphenol, vitamins and minerals. It is also a source of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is very important in vascular functions. Nitric oxide is one of the most basic substances in the relaxation and narrowing of the vessels, in the whole body, and in the erection mechanism. Without nitric oxide, the penis has no chance of erection. We can say that onion is a source of nitric oxide. It can also increase LH. There are also publications that onion extracts may have the effect of improving insulin resistance. There are publications showing that it may have an effect that can bring sugar in the blood into the cells. All this, of course, can increase testosterone, increase LH, increase nitric oxide, and improve insulin resistance, erectile dysfunction, loss of sex drive. But of course, as I said, studies on onion extract show this. Onion may be useful in this way. But in the end, I always say that some people can confuse the amount of testosterone we will get from food or supplements with the amounts taken from anabolics. Comparing that to the testosterone boost from anabolics is a very difficult thing. The amount of testosterone you get from anabolics is very high. The increase in testosterone that you can get from food or supplements can only be 20 to 30% at most, and that is only if you also change your lifestyle. Anyway, the well-being that will come from supplements or food extracts is due to the polyphenol and flavonoids in plant extracts rather than the increase in testosterone. The person can benefit from the well-being that comes from all of these. So, as I said, it is not very logical to define how much testosterone an extract will increase. Because there are 4,000 substances even in simple tobacco. How many thousands are there in onions? Which one is good or how, or are they good when together? This is a very different thing. The well-being that comes from high testosterone is very different. That's the onion in general. Thank you for listening, my regards. Apart from that, you can contact me on WhatsApp for loss of sex drive, erectile dysfunction, or any questions. Thank you for listening, best regards.